everyone. I'm Adam Brown, and this is Shell Point Today for the weekend of May 8th, 9th, and 10th. On today's show, we'll find out about the thrift store collections that are a part of the spring cleaning pickup. And we'll take a look back at the top stories from all this week. But first, we want to remind you of the Mother's Tea and Fashion Show in the Grand Cypress Room at 2:30 on Friday. The event will feature beautiful vintage dresses dating back to the 1800s. An assortment of tea and refreshments will be served as we honor and celebrate mothers. On Saturday, it's DVD time as the Grand Cypress Room at the Woodlands will host the movie Hidalgo from 2004, starring Viggo Mortensen. Based on a true story, the movie follows Frank Hopkins, played by Mortensen, and his Mustang horse named Hidalgo, as they challenge the finest Arabian horses and their riders in a 3,000-mile race across the Arabian desert's punishing terrain. The film is a story of personal triumph filled with unforgettable characters, making it one of the most thrilling adventures ever. The film plays at 2 p.m. and again at 7 p.m. in the Grand Cypress Room on Saturday. On Sunday, you're invited to a special Mother's Day brunch at the Crystal. The menu will feature an extensive salad bar and assorted brunch items, including Eggs Benedict, omelets prepared to order, cheese blintz with sour cream and strawberries, and assorted pastries. Prime rib and roasted turkey, along with salmon and baked ham, will be served, as well as a variety of hot vegetables and a large dessert buffet. Boy, is it tough reading this menu right before lunch. I can hardly wait. The Mother's Day brunch is from 10:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. at the Crystal on Sunday. This month has been designated as spring cleaning time here at Shell Point, and Melody Desilets wants to remind you how easy they've made it for you to donate goods to the community thrift store. They will come pick up the items right from your front door.
Hi Shell Point, I'm Melody Desilets here with two wonderful ladies, and you may be wondering why we are standing outside the Woodlands gate with things in our hands, and we will tell you why. But first, let me introduce our new community thrift store manager. I have Erica May with me. Hello, Erica.
Hi, everyone.
What would you like to say to our Shell Point residents?
Well, this is the excellent time just to clean out your cupboards, your rooms, things that you've accumulated, and just feel that it would be a great asset to the community thrift store. So this is the time to do it.
Now, Erica just described why we're here today. It's for the annual Spring Clean event, and Diane Morton here, Resource Services and Transportation Manager, will explain what we're doing.
It's spring, everybody, and it's time to clean out the closets, the cupboards. This is our third annual Spring Clean. On Monday, May the 11th, we are going to be going through the Woodlands and the Arbor, and if you'd like to donate something to the community thrift store, that's the day. If you would just drop it at your front door, we will be sending a team of employees around to pick up your donations. If you're interested in having a receipt, please indicate that you need a donation receipt, and we will make sure that we leave one at the door. We certainly appreciate, we could not have the community thrift store without all the goods that Shell Point donates to us. We are looking at anything from office supplies to clothing to flower arrangements to small appliances, all those little knickknacks that are in your apartment that maybe you just want to change up and want to get rid of them. If you haven't worn something in over a year, it might be time to think about getting rid of it and freeing up that closet space, or shoes, anything that you're no longer using. We certainly would appreciate your donations. Again, that date was Monday, May the 11th. We will be coming around starting at 8 o'clock in the morning and picking up your donations. So thank you very much for your time, and happy spring.
Now remember, as Diane and Erica said, May the 11th is the Woodlands Clean, but I want to remind you, the thrift store is a great place to find wonderful finds if you have spring cleaned and you want to fill up your apartment again. So please consider the community thrift store, and we look forward to serving you.
And now it's time to cover all of today's happenings, Academy news, menus, and Village Church connections.
Welcome to the weekend edition of Shell Point's Happenings segment. I'm Bev Chandley, and this is Caitlin Van Scoy, and we're going to tell you what's going on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We're going to start out Friday with 8 o'clock men's match play doubles tennis at the Woodlands tennis courts. And 8:15, the stamp ministry will be down in the tunnel in the stamp room. We have our Friday marketplace going on in the administration courtyard from 8:30 till 11:30. And at 9 o'clock, the canasta and samba card games will be going on at the second floor lobby at the Woodlands. Now the Susie Q is going to head to the Green Flash on Captiva at 9:30. You do need to sign up for that trip. And at 10 o'clock, the men's match play doubles tennis will be at the Woodlands tennis courts. At 10:15, there'll be a dog club meeting at the social center. Also at 10:15, we have the Inquiring Minds group in the Manatee room. And in the Osprey room, we're going to have the genealogy group, and that's also at 10:15. Moving into the afternoon, we have a 12:30 mixed progressive bridge. That'll be in the game room of the Woodlands. 1:15, we have advanced table tennis in the Tarpon room. Also, we have 1:15 quilters. They'll meet in the Osprey room on the island. Our first Vespers of the day will be at 1:30. That's in the Arbor. Bid Euchre will be played in the Sable room of the Woodlands at 2 o'clock. At 2:15, water volleyball is going on at the LifeQuest Aquatic Center. Now that's an active thing. You want to see something, go down and watch that. At 2:30, Latin Size will be in the Health Club. Also at 2:30, we have the Mother's Tea and Vintage Fashion Show. That's at the Grand Cypress Room at the Woodlands. Do sign up if you're interested in that program. Our next Vespers will be at the Community Room of King's Crown, and that's at 2:30. At 2:45, we have Great Decisions in the Manatee Room on the island. Our last Vespers of the day is at the Springs, and that's at 3:30. Pickleball will be at the Pickleball Court at 4 o'clock. And we're going to round out Friday afternoon, actually early evening, at 6:45 with game night at the Resident Activities Center. Now here's Caitlin. She's going to go over Saturday's lineup for you.
Thank you, Bev. We start Saturday off at 8 o'clock with pickleball at the pickleball courts. At 8 a.m. we have round robin doubles tennis at the Woodlands tennis courts. Men's and women's doubles tennis will be at 9:30 at the Woodlands tennis courts. And at 9:45, we have duplicate bridge being played in the Manatee room. Model Yacht Sailing Club will be at the Garden Apartment Pond at 10:15. Then we move to the afternoon for 1 o'clock chess at the Library Lounge in the Resident Activity Center. And at 1:15, we have Scrabble being played at the Resident Activity Center. Also at 1:15, table tennis is down in the Tarpon room. And our first showing of the Saturday DVD is at 2 o'clock, Hidalgo, a 2004 film in the Grand Cypress Room of the Woodlands. 3:15 is a time for basic line dancing in the Health Club. And then we round out our Saturday with another showing of Hidalgo at 7 o'clock in the Grand Cypress Room of the Woodlands. Here's Bev to tell you all about our Sunday.
Thank you, Caitlin. Sunday morning starts out at 9 o'clock with Christian Life Studies in the game room of the Woodlands. Our 10:15 morning worship service will be at the Village Church and also broadcast live on Shell Point TV, Channel 13. We're going to move all the way to 3:30, where the Sunday Golf Mixer will be played at the Shell Point Golf Club. And then our evening service will be at the Village Church at 6:15. Well, we wish you a wonderful weekend, and we will be back here with you next week.
Hi, I'm Terry Kolath with your Academy information for the weekend. I'd like to share with you what's coming next week. On Monday, we have The Art of Aging Joyfully with Sandy Ehlers and Sheila Sklar, both of Eagles Preserve. On Tuesday, Professor Adrian Kerr will bring us Iran, its history, and today. We also have that Apple iPad iPhone walk-in clinic for those who have questions about their iPad or iPhone. On Wednesday, fun on the internet with Russ Cray of Oakmont. On Thursday, the psychological implications of art on the aging brain with Angel Duncan of the Neuropsychiatric Research Center.
Menus for your weekend. In the Crystal Room, the Crystal Platter on Friday is grilled tuna with marinated noodles and stir-fry vegetables. The dinner special is the seafood buffet for $15.95, and the soup of the day is lentil. In the Island Cafe for lunch, the special on Friday is Sloppy Joe's with coleslaw and fries for $7.25, and the dinner special is Chef's Choice for $8.25. Dinner specials in the Palm Grill on Friday are a grilled pork chop for $15.95 or baked flounder, also for $15.95. On Saturday, the Crystal Room is closed. In the Island Cafe for lunch on Saturday, the special is a chili cheese dog with chips for $7.25. The dinner special is tilapia parmesan with garlic bread and a mixed salad for $8.25. The dinner special in the Palm Grill on Saturday is prime rib for $19.95. On Sunday, the Crystal Room features its Mother's Day brunch from 10:30 a.m. until 2:30 p.m. In the Island Cafe for lunch on Sunday, the special is fresh fruit with cottage cheese, sliced tomato, and a hamburger patty for $7.25. The dinner special is Chef's Choice for $8.25. And the Palm Grill is closed on Sundays. All menus are available 24 hours a day at www.shellpoint.net.
Hey, Randy Woods, and I'm here with Pastor Andy as we look forward to the weekend, Mother's Day weekend, here the second Sunday of May, sharing together in the morning worship service at the Village Church. And we invite you to come and be a part of it. As we worship together this week, Sunday morning service is at 10:15. We're looking forward to continuing this study in the book of Hebrews.
That's right.
And where are we ending up now? We're in chapter 11.
Yeah, it's sort of a series within a series. Obviously, the book of Hebrews is a series about the superiority of Christ, but chapter 11 is that hall of faith, that extraordinary chapter which explains not only what faith is and how it functions and operates, but gives innumerable examples of Old Testament saints who have really done the work of faith in their lives and really stand out and give us examples to live by as well. And so this is sort of a series within a series.
Okay.
And so we've been working through that for a number of weeks. Yeah. And we, as I mentioned a couple of weeks ago, we got to Abraham. We'd already looked at Abel and Enoch and Noah, and we got to Abraham, and I mentioned that Abraham gets the most ink of anybody in chapter 11.
Yes.
And so he got some ink, and we talked about him a couple of weeks ago, and then last week we diverted from that to look at another section of Scripture which talks in general terms about how these saints longed for the heavenly country. Mm-hmm. But now we come back to Abraham because the author really, I think, loves to talk about Abraham.
Yes.
That's right. And in fact, the event that is the focus of this particular session is the sacrifice of Isaac. When God tells Abraham to take his son, his only son, the one who was the son of the promise, on which the entire set of promises depends, take him up to Mount Moriah and sacrifice him. So that raises a whole set of interesting questions, but it also highlights what Abraham was willing to do in obeying God and what that means for our understanding of legitimate faith. And so it's an exciting passage in the Old Testament that the New Testament wants to highlight, and so we're going to take a look at that. And the message is called Faith Tested.
I was just thinking that's where you've gotten that title, the testing of our faith.
That's right.
Well, speaking of those faithful, we are so blessed with many in our community and our congregation who serve faithfully. And as we share together in worship, many of the faithful will be participating. Obviously, as the choir continues to sing, the many who give of their time and talents will be sharing the ministry of song under the direction of Calvin Johansson. And then Claire Fossey will be at the organ. And it's Mother's Day, and there's one mother I know is especially happy that her grandson, Luke Benedict, will be visiting, and he's a fine young pianist, just finishing high school and auditioning for different conservatories to continue his study in piano. So he'll be playing on Sunday morning. Lynn Wheaton will have a solo. It'll be a very special time. So speaking of the faithful, and God's testing, we're blessed because we see that many have successfully shared in that expression of service to the Lord and have proven God's goodness.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's right.
Well, we share Sunday morning, and then Sunday night we continue in this series as well.
That's right.
The attributes of God.
Right. The title is of the series is Who is God? And we have worked through what are often called the natural attributes or the incommunicable attributes of God, which means the things that define God in and of himself, as if no other human being, no other moral creature existed. This is who God is in and of himself. But it isn't long before we discover that there are things that God does for his moral creatures and actually shares some of the attributes that he has with his moral creatures. And we began that last Sunday when we started to look at the spirituality of God. because He makes His moral creatures, us human beings, spiritual beings, so that we can have the capacity to communicate with God and to commune with God, to have a relationship with Him. And so we're going to continue to look at those attributes, which are called the communicable attributes of God.
Okay.
Now, when you put it that way, it sounds like a disease, communicable, that kind of thing. But we have to realize that when God communicates something to us, it's always a good thing.
It's healing.
It's healing. It's not a disease. Yeah. And so this is a wonderful section of this series that is very encouraging, I think, to the body of Christ.
Yeah. Well, as folks come into the sanctuary, whether in the morning or the evening, there'll be some little distraction there with the construction that's going on with the new walls and so forth. But we invite people to come, be part of the fellowship. The worship services in the morning at 10:15, and the evening at 6:15 as we share together. And remind the folks that the morning service is broadcast live on ShellPoint TV, Channel 13. So be sure to tune in, but better yet, come and join with us as we worship the Lord together and share together in worship this Sunday at the Village Church.
Now let's take a look back at some of the top stories from this week on ShellPoint Today. Are you headed back up north for the summer? Have you made all the necessary arrangements for routing your mail? What about banking? Anna Smith of FineMark Bank gave us some helpful tips before you vacate your ShellPoint residence for the summer.
Hello, I'm Anna Smith, Managing Executive at FineMark National Bank and Trust on the island. In today's FineMark Minute, we're talking about changing your mailing address if you are heading north for the summer. It's always a good idea to notify your financial institution before you leave. You want to make sure your banker has your current contact information, like your home phone number and your northern address. At FineMark, to ensure your private information stays private, we do not forward bank statements. So it is very important that you call us before you leave. If you don't notify us, your statements will likely be returned to the bank. If you don't want to worry about a paper statement and where it is being mailed, online banking is always an option. You can look at your statements anytime, from anywhere, and you will always have access to your accounts. You should also notify your mail carrier at both your Florida address and your northern address. You may also want to change your address with the post office so you receive your mail properly. If you need some assistance, you can call the post office at 1-800-ASK-USPS, or you can go online at usps.com. That's usps.com. If you have any questions, you can stop by FineMark on the island or give us a call at 461-5999. We will help you prepare for your trip north. With today's FineMark Minute, I'm Anna Smith.
Heather Batty and Melanie Broad were on hand this week to give us another fit tip.
Hi, I'm Heather Batty. And I'm Melanie Broad with today's fit tip. Today we're going to work on a little bit of balance. We're in the beautiful park. Heather found this nice route and we're going to do a little bit of lower body strengthening and we're going to add some balance to it. So Heather is going to rise up onto the balls of her feet, not her toes. She has the whole forefoot. This right here is a workout in herself. So once you master this, you can go ahead and try to let go with one arm. Good. Hold on, back on. How about the other arm? Good. Hold on. Can you let go both? Both arms. Nice. That's a challenge. Bring it on back. Good. So if you do that several times, alternating one arm, the other, and both, do that during the commercials of Wheel of Fortune, your balance will increase. Excellent. That's a great fit tip. It is a great fit tip. Thank you. Have a great day.
The Model Yacht Sailing Club has a grand old time every week out on the boardwalk with a bit of friendly competition. So we tagged along this week to see if they're really having that much fun. Dan Philgreen had the opportunity to take the controls and see for himself.
so tell us about your take on the Model Yacht Club.
Well, one of the interesting things coming to Shell Point was to join Alice and Jerry DeBon on the Model Yacht Club. So I've been sailing with them for about 4 years now.
So to tell us about just what it's like when you get out here on a beautiful day, there's this beautiful water, you get a little model boat out there. What does it feel like to be commanding this little boat?
It's a total involvement. You don't have time to worry about anything else. It's a complete diversion, and I think that's the greatest benefit, that you really are focused on keeping that little boat moving, and the rest of the world goes on without you.
Very good. Now, have you won a race?
Oh, occasionally, yes.
Probably everybody gets a shot at winning, huh?
Oh, yes.
So what does it feel like to win a race?
Well, it's you have some self-satisfaction, but you know you're not going to win the next one. So there's a lot of luck involved. Winds are shifty, and if you get knocked down or get in irons, you can lose several places. The boats are very evenly matched, so you have to sail it well to win. Yeah.
So I think this is our 7th year, as I recall. We have probably about 15 to 20 members on our list, and we have 6 show up today. We race on Wednesdays here and on Saturdays over on the island, and we race 12 months a year, and we get people to come out all those weeks, and it's an informal thing. We have a lot of fun, and it's a great activity. It really is. Some of the people here never even owned a big boat. Most of us have, but you don't have to have previous knowledge, and we welcome anybody to come and give us a try, and we have some loaner boats, and we can get people going if anybody's interested in that.
And it seemed like boy, these are complicated. How many controls do you actually have?
There you can control the rudder and both sails together, so the two controls.
2 controls. So if you can wiggle 2 little joysticks.
Any more than that, boy, we're in trouble already. So
so really anybody could do this if they have.
Absolutely, anybody can do it. Yeah, even that lady over there. It's the only lady there. She can do it. She's my wife, so I can say that.
So Alice, now you're out here with all these guys, but I bet they don't really beat you up, do you? I imagine you stand up pretty well.
Well, actually, my job is to be last, to protect their egos.
Very, very good. You're very kind, you know, and I'm sure they like you a lot.
They're good to me.
Well, good. But see, I know, though, that Alice wins. She wins a lot. So tell us about just how fun it is.
Well, it's lots of fun, but I think something I have to tell you is those 2 guys you talked to first, one of them runs all the races and has for a good many years, and the other one is the one that manages our internet site.
Aha.
So if anybody's interested, they can Google Shell Point Model Yacht Club, and they should come up with the site.
Fantastic.
And there's a history of the club there, a little bit about the boats, lots of good information.
Great. Well, there you have it, folks. Straight from Alice, check it out on the internet. Now, Charlie, you were one of the first guys to get this thing going a few years ago, were you not?
That's correct.
And tell me, you know, I know you and still do sail full-size boats and power boats and whatnot, so now you got these little guys going. Tell us about it.
Well, you know, these boats look like toys, but believe me, they are an exact duplicate of a big boat. Everything that you have to do on a big boat, you have to do it on these boats. You have to pull the sheets in, trim the sails, maybe only move it 1/4 of an inch. On a big boat, maybe you'd move it 2 feet. But they handle just like a big boat. They're a joy to sail.
And so how does the fun, is it scaled down fun?
Well, I think it's full-size fun.
Full-size fun in a scaled-down boat. That's what I kind of figured you were going to say.
If you see us sailing out there, you think we're the America Cup racers.
Great. Now, how hard is it to get into this? You know, this looks like a pretty complicated thing. How hard is it?
Well, it comes in a kit form, and after you build a few of them, I can build one in maybe 2 or 3 days, but they're not hard to build. You have a lot of knots to tie, and us old guys with our not so nimble fingers, we have problems tying all the little knots. But it's a very easy boat to put together, and it's very rewarding. And I had my 15-year-old great-granddaughter paint the sails for me. She's into Japanese art.
Looks great. Awesome. And now what do you call this kind of a boat?
It's a Victoria class. It's the third largest registered class of radio-controlled sailboats.
You have two controls, one for the rudder, and the other one over here is for the sails, and it pulls the sails in
So
and
we
out.
see this thing moving in here.
You see the bar move in there?
And that pulls on this little line, and the sail goes in and out, right?
And the sail goes in and out.
And then show us the rudder again. This is back down
Okay.
underneath. That's how it, let's see it move. There you go. Completely wireless by the wonders of technology and radio control,
You
ladies
got
and
that
gentlemen.
right.
All right.
And we're looking for people to come out and join us. Have some fun with us here.
All right, very good. Now, how much does one of these boats cost? If somebody decides they want to do this, how much money are we talking?
Well, you start with a kit of the hull and the rudder and the keel, but then some of us spend a little extra money for a mast and boom and other sails. And then added to the kit, you have to have a receiver and two
servos that go in.
Two servos that go in to operate. And then
And these guys
full-time.
have all the expertise how to get involved and how to trick these things out in all the legal ways, of course.
Oh,
I'm sure
absolutely legal.
nobody in this group
There's
would cheat, right?
Nobody does anything
Nobody's-
unusual. We never bump into each other either.
No, I'm sure. Now, were you a sailor earlier in your life? And
I was.
All right.
Amongst other things.
Yeah, it seems like every sailor is a person with wide-ranging interests, so that doesn't surprise me. Well, tell me, what attracted you to the models?
Well, that's what's available here. We have a place to sail, and it's not going to cost us $50 a month to store the boat. We just take it home with us. The boats are cheap compared to a big boat, all that type of thing. So there's some advantages of being with a group like this.
Like Jerry over there, I've been with the club since its inception. I have really enjoyed it. Charlie taught me everything I know, and he gave you a good spiel on the boat, and he's exactly right. It's a fine sport.
Now, you guys seem like a pretty friendly bunch, so I guess if somebody wants to come out here and just watch or give it a try, you don't bite, do you?
Oh no, we encourage people to come out and watch.
All right, and then in the loaner boats, how does somebody arrange to try a loaner boat?
Just come down and talk to one of us, and we'll set it up.
Excellent.
This Sunday is Mother's Day, and Robin Church over at the Island Salon told us of some specials for you to take advantage of.
Hi, my name is Robin Church, and I'm the salon manager here at Shell Point. And I invite all of you to check out our May specials in the Life magazine. During May, we're recapping our new J.M. Collins skincare, and we've added another great facial called the Collagen Resurgence, and that is just fantastic. It helps to replenish that collagen under the skin, which is what helps support our skin. And as we get older, that support tends to stretch out a little bit, so the facial really helps to firm that up. Also, we're introducing our new loyalty program, which is on this card. And so whenever you have a facial, you'll get a little stamp on the card, and when you have 6, then you get a free one. Or when you purchase 6 retail products, your 7th one is free. So either way, it's 1 free after 6 for either a facial or retail products. Then another thing in May is we have another fantastic gift bag available. Everyone who has a facial gets to enter for a chance to win a fantastic gift bag valued at $410. It's full of the Phyto Stem Cell products by GM Collin. Super effective. The winner is sure to be pampered and just love it. So we have some great facial incentives this month, and being Mother's Day is just around the corner, it's a great way to say I love you to that special mother in your life. Thank you, and we hope to see you soon. Bye-bye.
If you're planning to get outdoors this weekend, you might enjoy a relaxing and recreational round of golf. Hey, bring a mother out to the greens even. And while you're there, you'll be able to amaze her with your skills and acute knowledge of the game. Nah, really, it just means you paid attention to this week's golf tip from Gary Keating.
Hi, my name's Gary Keating, golf professional, Shell Point Golf Club. We just talked a little bit about the importance of this particular club for the chips around the greens. We just got into the distance control very slightly. I'm going to go a little bit more in depth on how to control the distance of this particular shot. And you'll see when I hit this shot, two things happen. My legs don't move that much. Stability. I need to stay still. The minute I move forward, my right knee goes forward, my left knee moves. What happens? Generally the handle gets in front, we hit this shot fat or we hit it thin. This particular shot, there's not a lot of room for error. I always say to myself, there's room for error in a 300-yard drive or 325-yard drive. There's not that much room for error. I want you to stay as still as we can. So I'm going to make a demonstration on basically two things: staying still, distance control. But we emphasize a little bit about the clock method. Clock, basically, the more I go back, the more energy I can create. So 6 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 12 o'clock. So we're going to look at that clock system for just a second. So I'll make some swings for you, and you'll see if I go back further, I can actually generate more energy. So I'm going to show you some examples. I'm going to make some swings and I'm going to hit some shots. So for an example, if I bring the club back to my arms, we're always talking about the arms, but never talking about the shaft. So the arms are the fingers on the clock. So if I come back to, say, 9 o'clock, I can generate that much speed. And obviously, club head speed equates to distance. If I go to 10 o'clock, as you can see, the club swings faster. But for these little short shots around the green, we need to go between maybe 8 and 9 o'clock, maybe 8:30. So I want to basically swing my arms at 8:30 and drive the club through. Let's talk about my legs for a second. What I basically think about when I'm chipping is I want from the hips down not to move. As soon as my right knee moves down, and that's my tendency when I do chip bad, as soon as my right knee moves down, the handle gets in front and the leading edge digs into the ground. So I personally have to watch my right knee when I chip. Unfortunately, we've always got to be thinking about something when we play golf or swinging, so I think about this when I'm chipping. So when I chip, I think about practice swings. I need to control the distance to hit the ball a certain amount of distance we're looking for. For example, if I need to hit a chip or a pitch 30, 40 yards, I'll take 2 or 3 practice swings and try to feel that distance on that clock system, and especially touching the ground. So we'll make a couple little practice swings. Once again, watch my right knee. If it goes down, I generally hit it bad. So during that practice swing, I felt my knee go down, so I'm going to retake that practice swing. And as you can see, my knee stays still. I hit the ground in the same spot, and we're good. Okay, I figured out the distance I need to hit the golf ball to get it close to the flag. Once again, if I do make an error, is this knee goes down. So I constantly have to think about keeping that knee still. So once again, I'm going to pull it back with the right, push it through with the right. As you can see, my knee stayed still. We hit the golf ball to sufficient height and the correct amount of speed. So if your speed control is bad with this particular club, 2 things. Watch the knee motion and basically think about the clock method. If we can kind of take it back at 7 o'clock, hit some shots, 8 o'clock, hit some shots, 9 o'clock and hit some shots, I think you'll find this will help you tremendously. Thank you. You can always contact us at shellpointgolf.com.
On Thursday of this week, Inga Bredahl took us backwards to a more simple time in her Throwback Thursday segment.
Hello? Where's the gas attendant? You know, I remember when I was young, my mother would drive up and what would happen? An attendant would come running out, wash our windows, check our oil, pump our gas, and even make sure our tires were the correct pressure. I can't believe this. Here it is. Gas is almost $4 a gallon, and I've got to pump it myself. Whatever happened when we used to get dinosaur soap from the Sinclair gas station, or we got glasses? Sometimes we got road maps and keychains. It was all for fun, and we had a great time. And the best part was we got to sit in the car, and Mom didn't have to pump the gas. But guess what? The 1970s came along, and the oil crisis hit. Well, you know what happens with that? Gas prices went up, and the gas companies said, we don't want to have to pay someone to come and pump our gas, and we thought that the customer would want to save a little bit of money and pump it themselves. So that was the beginning of the end. Oh, I tell you what, how I wish I could still find the man with the Texaco star.
You can trust your car to the man who wears the star. He's the man best qualified to take care of your car for every Texaco station all across the nation. Texaco has chosen the man who wears the star. So trust your car to the man who wears the star.
Hey! Where's the guy that pumps my gas?
Hey, Inga, what are you doing here?
Dan, I'm looking for the guy that pumps my gas.
Guy that pumps my gas? You know, the only place they do that anymore is New Jersey, not here in Florida. You gotta pump your own gas.
Are you kidding me?
That's right. All that guy does is stand in there and sell candy bars.
Oh, jeez. You wouldn't want to do it for me, would ya? Oh.
Now back to the present. Sheila Sklar and Sandy Ehlers would like you to see aging as an opportunity for positive growth and awareness that comes with advancing in years. The Art of Aging Joyfully is an academy class that offers honest, wise, and practical advice to help you greet your coming years as the great adventure it can be. Terry Kolath found out more about Monday's class.
Hi, I'm Terry Kolath, and I'm here with two extremely joyful women. And if you haven't met them, we're going to introduce you today, and I know that you'll want to join them in a course on May 11th, The Art of Aging Joyfully. I'm speaking with Sheila Sklar of Eagles Preserve and Sandy Ehlers of Eagles Preserve. And they are great examples of what they're going to be talking about. Sheila is a psychologist and Sandy is an artist and writer, have not only lived full, joyful lives, but have a unique way of looking at life and the importance of joy. Sandy, how did this course come about?
Well, I was sitting by the lake up in Minnesota last summer, and I was thinking about you and the academy and all the wonderful things you do. And I thought one of the things that I thought could be explored at Shell Point was living joyfully. You know, I think it's extremely important. And we have a lot of people here that are facing real problems and having to be very courageous when they get up in the morning and continue on. And there have been marvelous books written. I did counseling in Kansas City during civil rights, and I've always been interested in psychology because of that. And there's so much good advice out there. And I thought of Sheila, she's my friend, and a psychologist, and I thought if Sheila would be interested in doing this, we could put something together that would be very meaningful. And we have.
You certainly
wonderful.
have. Sheila, for those who are able to join us and for those who would just love to hear about what you're going to do, share with us what will happen at this program.
It will be unusual compared to other programs in that there will be audience participation.
Nice.
We will be talking. Sandy will have some time talking. I'll have some time talking. And we'll share the information that we know. But more important than just knowing it is living it. So we will have the experience of participating in joyful acts.
So the people who attend this presentation will be actually participants.
Yes, they will. Yes, they will.
Are you going to give us a little sneak peek about how that will happen?
It will start when the doors open up that Monday, and it will be there.
You know, I really appreciate this because you are so right. The older we get, the more challenges. Maybe it's not more challenges, but it may be a little bit more difficult.
And serious challenges.
Sure.
Yes, more serious challenges. I think that to get into our senior years is such an opportunity if we know how to do the dance. and a lot of what this is about, this isn't just participation. We're going to be giving you some very meaty advice about ways you can protect yourself, ways you can extend yourself, how you handle heavy stuff and get up in the morning and be happy. All these kinds of that kind of information that is really heartfelt and soul-felt. We're not shying away from anything. And I think we've done a good job. We've been working on it for a long time.
It's a serious presentation. I mean, we might be laughing about it, but it's a serious presentation, but it will be joyful.
And, you know, it does take some new tools as we age.
Yes.
I talk with my granddaughter about you're learning tools for your toolbox that you can pull out when you need them. So a lot of this will give us the tools for something maybe we haven't even experienced yet. But it's a good possibility we will.
Well, it's time to have that experience.
Great. Well, I do hope that you consider joining us because Sandy and Sheila have, as I said, put some good time into this and so much of themselves. And you will leave really, really glad you joined us. We're going to be in the Grand Cypress Room Monday, May 11th, 1 o'clock. Sign up is required.
Well, that's going to wrap it up for this weekend's show. We'll return again on Monday for more news and stories about your favorite community. This has been Shell Point Today for the weekend of May 8th, 9th, and 10th. I'm Adam Brown, and we hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and we'll see you back here on Monday.